clubs are on the field, and the rain is coming down heavily here at Ross-Ade Stadium in Lafayette, Indiana, as we get set for Purdue and Notre Dame. We'll have about 69,000 view, a sellout here in the stands for this battle.
It's Notre Dame and Purdue in the 43rd meeting, and here's the booth. Spinning around down to the end zone and finally bounces out of the field of play, and Armstrong lets it go. So it'll be brought back out to the 20-yard line. In play, first down and 10 to go for the Purdue Boilermakers. They're in an I formation. And Danielson now to give to Armstrong, and Armstrong into the middle of the line, gets about 2 yards. Looks up the Notre Dame defense for you. Patulski, Kadish, Marks, and Swinson are up front. Utaraka, Patton, and O'Malley are backing up the line with Tolman, Ellis, Mike Creaney, and Ralph Stepaniak in that secondary for the Fighting Irish. Two flankers now in the I formation, Stingley out to the right side. Now they're going to the pro set. On the right side of the Notre Dame line went crashing in there. Swinson was across the line. Illegal procedure against the Boilermakers. Out of the huddle now with those two flankers again with the I formation. They go into the pro set. North and Armstrong are the setback to give it to Armstrong. He's trying to go wide. He cuts in and he's dropped as he reaches the 20-yard line. Armstrong is brought down by Marks and Swinson on the right side of that Notre Dame line. So it'll be a third down coming up for the Boilermakers, and they will rule his knee hit the ground on the 19-yard line. This series originating on the 20, so now it's third down, 11 yards to go for the Boilermakers of Purdue. In a driving rain at Lafayette, Indiana. They split off to the left. Rick Sayers, who's from South Bend, an I formation. Now they go into the pro set with Gary Danielson calling the signals. And Danielson on the draw play gives it off to his halfback Armstrong. He's trapped and brought down for a loss. Back on the 17-yard line. Crashing in there was Swinson, the defensive right end of Notre Dame, to bring him down. And that brings up a fourth down. Fourth down coming up. The ball will be marked on the 18-yard line. Scott Lockheed is going in to do the kicking for Purdue and dropping back for Notre Dame. We check them as they come back. Number 22 dropping back for Notre Dame is Greg Hill. And number 17 for the Irish, Mike Creaney. Perfect pass from center. Lockheed gets his kick away. It's end over in, and Hill, as he attempted to field the ball, slips and falls. So the ball will roll to a stop on the 44-yard line. Novikov over the ball. They're in the wishbone formation. Steensberg is the quarterback, and Steensberg on a handoff now to his running back, trying the left side, Gallagher. And Gallagher got just 1 yard, and that's all. Chevitello was in there to make the stop. Linebacker on the left side for Purdue. Teal and Potts backing up the line with Carter, Teagues, and Capri on that secondary. Here's a pitch back to Gallagher. Gallagher's dropped on the 41-yard line. And coming in there was number 23, Sammy Carter, who is a halfback. Sammy is starting in place of Arnold Carter today. He's from Indianapolis. Ball is on the 41-yard line, but he's third down and 13 yards to go. The pro set, and back goes Steenberg. He gives on the draw play. The minutes breaks the tackles up to the 45. Minutes stays on his feet, comes on up to the 48-yard line before he's brought down. Bob Minnick. Rivnak is the man who made the tackle for the Boilermakers. No score, first quarter, 11 minutes, 35 seconds of playing time remaining. And the ball is spotted on the 48-yard line, which means fourth down and 6 yards to go for the Irish. And dropping back, Teagues. Here's the boot, low, end over end, bouncing around on the 15. It's taken back on the 9-yard line, and taken back there by Teagues, and Teagues is hit. As he tried to swing wide, he's dropped on the 13-yard line. Sayers is flanked out to the right side as the only flanker. The I formation to give us the North, the fullback. He's across the 15, gets to the 16-yard line, and possibly the 17. We'll wait till they unpile him. In there making the stop for Notre Dame, Marks and Kadish, the two tackles of the Irish. Rick Sayers split out to the left side. Stingley's flanked out to the right side in the side formation with Armstrong at the top of the I. Now they go into the pro set. Armstrong and North are the running backs, and Danielson on to give to Armstrong. Armstrong breaks away from one tackle, goes wide, tries to cut, and is hit by two Notre Dame tacklers. Utaraka, one of them, coming up in the secondary with Mike Creaney, and they bring him down. They had him trapped for about a 5-yard loss, but he broke that tackle and was hauled down. We'll wait for the officials to place it down. It will be on the 18-yard line, the series originating on the 13-yard line. Send Sayers out wide to the left. He is the only flanker. They also put Singley over on the left side to flood that zone. The pitch back to Armstrong. Armstrong following his blocker, breaking the player, comes up to the 25-yard line before he's brought down. Mr. Ellis made the tackle for Notre Dame. And it's a first down for the Purdue Boilermakers. The crowd here jam-packed in the Ross Aid Stadium despite the rain. Almost 70,000 of them let out a big cheer as the Boilermakers have it 1st and 10 from their own 25. No score, 9:40 to go in the first quarter. And here's a flag. Purdue took too much time to get the play underway, so it'll be a 5-yard walk-off. We'll move the ball back to the 20, where it'll be 1st and 15. Sayers, the only flanker, stood out to the right side. Brunelson pitches back now to Armstrong and then leads the blocking. And Armstrong gets to the 22, and he runs into Walt Patulski. All-American defensive end from Liverpool, New York. 6'5", 235-pound senior. Series originating on the 25. The ball's on the 22. Armstrong in the top of the eye. And Danielson is going back to throw. He looks, throws the sideline, cutting complete at the 34-yard line, and out of bounds. There's Rick Sayers. He stuck in there between Ellis and the linebacker, Mizuraka, and picked that pass off right in front of the Purdue bench and stepped out of bounds on the 34-yard line. Here's that wing T formation to give now to the running back, Singley, who was set in the running position that time. He tried to go off left tackle. He was hit by Greg Marks and brought down on the 32 for a loss. And now Rick Sayers is coming back in. Also checking in for Purdue, number 40, Scott Lockheed, as 4th down comes up. Lockheed is standing back on the 15-yard line. They're chewing up that turf. Snap back to Lockheed, and the kick is almost blocked, but he gets it away. And it hits on the 40, rolls down to the 35, down to the 30. They let it roll. He gets a tremendous roll on the ball all the way down to the 27-yard line. The wishbone with one flanker, Gatewood out to the right side to give us to Minix. Minix running off left tackle. Gets to the 29-yard line, picking up 3, and a Rivnak makes the tackle there. Rivnak, the defensive right end, Gary Rivnak, also in on the tackle. Capria from Franklin Square, New York. They hear the games on WMCA in New York. So just call it the 28. The wishbone formation, and Gatewood is flanked out, and Steenberg on the keeper play is pulled down, fumbles the ball. Let's see who got it. The whistle might have blown. It did. The whistle is blown. The 32 flashing in there. Shabatello, the linebacker, came up with the football, but the whistle had blown. It looked like Steenberg just sort of flipped the ball out. He had heard the whistle. So that means the ball will be spotted on the 30-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and 6 yards to go for the Irish. Minix out to the right as a flanker. Gatewood's on the left side. Waiting for it now, Steenberg, and he's going back, gives him the draw play now to Gallagher. He's at the 35. Gallagher's brought down on the 37-yard line. I believe he got a first down. He got very close to it if he didn't. Gallagher on the carry. And they'll unstack him there. Teal made the tackle along with Kaiser. Capria also in on the tackle. Gatewood is flanked out to right. They're in the wishbone. Waiting for it to Steenberg. Steenberg going to give now to Andy Huff, the fullback. And Huff tracking over right guard. Gets to the 42, and there's a flag on the play. Huff got it to the 42. Teal made the tackle for Purdue. But a flag went down. Bingham was also in on the tackle. There's a timeout on the field with the score, Notre Dame nothing, Purdue nothing. They try the left side now, Purdue's line, and get just about a yard. So mark it on the 30-yard line as we started play early. Heading for it now is Steenberg, who's the quarterback, and he's gone all the way. And to give us to Gallagher. Gallagher plows straight ahead, goes to the 27-yard line, getting 3 on the play. And he's hammered down right there. Making the tackle was Teal again, and he's playing a terrific defensive ball game. And Kaiser was also in there. Notre Dame has not put the ball in the air yet. Here's Steenberg throwing it now, and it is incomplete. Steenberg just took that snap from center, straightened up, and threw to Creaney as tight end. A Rivnak reached up and slapped the ball and knocked it down. So it'll go back to the 27-yard line again. It'll be 4th down and 6 yards to go. It's an angle slightly off to the right. Waiting for the snap. The ball is fumbled. It's picked up by Thomas. He's going to try to run with the ball. He's going to be brought down. Rick plays the ball off about the 49-yard line. And they have it 1st down and 10 to go. 1st and 10 from the 44. Well, that gives you the idea of how slippery that ball is, Al.
That's right, Ben, and believe me, I think the most surprised man of all was Thomas, who had to pick that football up and realize that this big guy was on top of him, who towered over him about a foot.
1st down from the 43, 2 flankers to give to Armstrong. Armstrong tries the middle of the Notre Dame line and brings it up to the 47-yard line, getting about 4 on the play. Patton was in there on the tackle. Swenson and O'Malley making the stop for Notre Dame. We have no score with 4 minutes and 25 seconds of playing time remaining in the 1st quarter. Danielson on the keeper, and Danielson gets it to the 50-yard line. Danielson running the keeper, running off the left side of his line, the right side of the Notre Dame line, and he was hauled down. Greg Marks in there again, and Swenson, number 72, Kadish, making the stop for Notre Dame on the 50. That'll make it 3rd down and 3 yards to go now for the Purdue Boilermakers. Now they send Sayers to the left side on the I formation. In the slot on the left is Stingley, and back goes Danielson to throw. He gets time. He throws it to Sayers, and Sayers has got it on the 39-yard line and stepped out of bounds. That's 2 passes he's caught. And Sayers, the South Bend boy, gets the 1st down, 11 yards gained on the play. Ran his pattern beautifully, and again, 2 defensive men. He slipped in between them. They're in the I formation. In the slot to the left is Stingley. Waiting for it is Danielson. Danielson had time to throw that ball. He pitches it back to Armstrong. Armstrong finds a hole over on the left side. Gets to the 35-yard line before he was brought down by Swenson. So the Boilermakers are moving. Let's wait and see now. He might have moved it to the 33 when they unpile him, and he did to the 33-yard line. A gain on the play of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 to go now for Purdue. Danielson is 2 out of 2 for 24 yards. Out of the huddle now with Stingley. Wide to the right. Sayers deployed to the left in this I formation. Notre Dame in their 4-4 defense. Waiting for it is Gary Danielson. Now he sends him into a pro set. It's 2nd down and about 4 to give us to Armstrong, and Armstrong up the middle to the 30-yard line and backed up there by Kadish. Al?
Well, I would say, Van, that the most impressive thing to me is the way the middle of that Purdue line is moving there. Watkins and Williams at the guard, and Hoydal the center. These fellows are digging in, and they're driving that football. You're keeping it on the ground most of the time, so all the pressure then is centered around the middle of that line.
3rd down and about a yard, and here's the give. Now, fumble. Let's see who got it. A fumble there on the handoff, and I believe that Notre Dame recovered. Let's see, or did it? Was Purdue on top of that football when they got up? The Boilermakers were on top of it, and that was North, the fullback, who covered the ball. That's the break for the Boilermakers. It's 4th down. It is 4th down for Purdue, and they have the ball on the 31-yard line of Notre Dame. Ashley Bell would replace Sayers. Stingley's in the slot. Waiting for it is Gary Danielson. He pitches it back to Armstrong. Armstrong is going wide. He's brought down on the 31 or 32-yard line. There's a timeout on the field. There's a score, Notre Dame nothing, Purdue nothing.
At Purdue University, head coach Bob DeMoss is known as a quarterback coach, and for good reason. He was a quarterback at Purdue himself. Dale Samuels, Lenny Dawson, Bob Greasy, and Mike Phipps. And the last 3 are still top pro quarterback stars in the National Football League today.
Here's a handoff now to Gallagher on a sweeper on the right side to the 40, up to the 43, and is brought down on the 43-yard line. From the 32-yard line to the 43, a 1st down. 11 yards gained on the play on the sweep by Gallagher. Gatewood is flanked out to the left. They're in the wishbone. No score, 1st quarter. Steenberg's the quarterback, and he gives it off this time to his fullback, Jaskowski, who's in there, and he's to the 45 and over the 45. And stacked up there by Butt and Chavatello, the linebacker on the left side. Will they unpile him? Also Teal in the bottom of that pile, he's been playing a fine defensive ball game. The wishbone formation, and the give is to Gallagher running off right tackle, following his blockers, gets to the 50, goes to the 48, is dropped on the 48 in Purdue territory. Chavatello, and they're making the tackle with Teal again. They'll mark it on the 48-yard line of Purdue. It'll be 3rd down and 2 to go. Getting two tight ends in to try to pick up this first down and give it to Gallagher. Gallagher's at the 45, running off right tackle. He's down to the 43, and Teague brings him down. Teague finally hauled him down, but it's a first down for the Irish. They have the ball on the 43-yard line of Purdue. That's 5 first downs for Notre Dame. And another tight end in there, Tereshuk, to give him a little more blocking up front. The wishbone formation. Gatewood is back in. He's flanked out to the left, and Notre Dame is offside. They beat the count on that one. We've got about 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. That's all. The rain continues at Lafayette. Notre Dame is pointing over at Purdue, but the walk-off is going to be against Notre Dame. Illegal procedure against Notre Dame. Moves the ball back to the 48-yard line. First down, 15 yards to go from the 48-yard line. Steenberg's going to give now to Minix, and Minix is hit. As he reaches the 47, he got about a yard. He ran into Steve Baumgartner over there playing the defensive end spot. So he got 1 yard on the play. Moving it to the 47-yard line. It'll be second down and 14 yards to go now for Notre Dame. Siskowski is a running back along with Gallagher. And again, Creaney, the right end, went across the line by 5 steps. Second down about 25 yards against Notre Dame. Illegal procedure, Gatewood and Minix. And here's the give fake to the fullback. Throw to Creaney, incomplete. Steenberg faked the ball. The fullback, Siskowski, straightened up and fired over the middle to Creaney, the tight end, and Justin Maryland, and the pass is incomplete. Now Gallagher and Gatewood are both flanked to the left side, and Steenberg is going back to throw. He slips and falls. He's down on the 40-yard line. He just slipped down as he went back, and I want to tell you, that's like skating around on ice out there on that gridiron here at Ross-Ade Stadium. So the ball is all the way back on the 40-yard line, and it will be fourth down and about 27 yards to go, and Notre Dame is forced into a kick situation. And now Purdue's dropping 3 men back. First kick by Doherty with 43 yards. Eddie boots this one high. Teague is waiting for it, takes it on the 22, tries to go wide, gets a block, picks up some blockers, comes back to the 30, and is brought down. If he tried to go out wide, he was cut down on the 28-yard line. 38 yards on the kick. And Creaney on the play was clipped. So it looks like 15 yards will be stepped off. The Boilermakers in the I formation with 2 flankers, and the give now is to North, the fullback, and he's to the 15 and jammed there by the middle of that line. Patrisky, Kadich, Marks, and Swinton, Usaraka, Patton, and O'Malley all coming in to stop him. Crotty was also in there from his secondary spot. The ball will be marked on the 15. It'll be a yard gain on the play. Sayers is deployed to the left. In the slot to the left is Stingley. The I formation with Danielson calling the signals, and Danielson the pitch back to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to turn the corner is forced out of bounds on the 17 by Clarence Ellis. They forced him out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The series originating on the 14. Next week will be in South Bend. It will be Notre Dame and Michigan State. Armstrong, 11 carries, has gained 27 yards. It will be third down and 7 yards to go for Purdue. They're in the I formation with Stingley flanked out to the right. And now in the slot to the left goes Armstrong into a double wing formation, and Danielson on a pitch back now. The young man who just checked in there, Scott Clayton, and Clayton on a sweep of the left side, gets the ball to about the 24-yard line, and he's going to be very close to a first down. He was hauled down by Stepaniak, his defensive halfback spot. So let's see if we get a chain in here, because he got it very close. It may be the 23. They'll set it down, and they do, and that means a yard shy, which will bring up 4th and 1. Lockheed is back to kick. Hill is going back with Crotty in the double safety spot for Notre Dame. Ready now for the snap. A low pass from center, but Lockheed gets it away. And a good one. It's taken by Crotty at the 40. Crotty's at the 45, and he's tackled right on the 45-yard line. A 5-yard return, a 37-yard kick. Gatewood flanks to the right. Capri on him, one-on-one. The give is to Andy Huff, the fullback. He tries the middle. Gets it to the 48-yard line. Chavatello makes the tackle there for the Boilermakers on the 48, a gain of 3 on the play. 12 and a half minutes of playing time remaining in the first half. Purdue nothing and Notre Dame nothing. It's second down, and we don't have one. And here's Steenberg straightening up, throwing to Creaney, and Creaney's got it at the 40. Creaney's at the 35. He's down to the 33-yard line before he's brought down. One of those quick passes over the middle, and making the tackle was Charlie Potts. But Steenberg just took the snap from center, straightened up, and fired over the middle to his tight end, Creaney, and Creaney moved it down to the 33, and it's a first down for Notre Dame. The Irish out of the huddle with Gatewood flanked out to the left. They're in the wishbone formation. That one gained 19 yards. And here's Steenberg on the give now to Parker, and Parker is another running back, tries to turn the corner, and his head is the crossroads at the 34, losing a yard on the play. Making the tackle again was Peel, along with Ribnack. So he lost the yard. They'll mark it on the 34, and they went away with the chain, so we don't have one now. They got a new one, but you can't see it. That's the problem. Here's Steenberg now on the call, straightens up, throws to Creaney, and Creaney can't hold it. He had him right dead target on that one, dead center.
And that's the second slippery ball that's gone through the hands of Creaney. And if you remember, last year, Creaney made one big catch against Purdue for 55 yards.
Big play for Notre Dame. They converted on 1 out of 4 of these third down situations. A wishbone with Gatewood to the left. And Steenberg is going back to throw. He sets up, he looks, he throws to Gatewood. Gatewood has got it. On the 15-yard line, he made a great catch, and I'm going to tell you, he was covered very thoroughly down there by Sammy Carter, but he still managed to make the reception and went out of bounds on the 14-yard line.
He went to the outside pattern, then ducked back inside. That throw was behind him and really behind the back of Sammy Carter. He ducked in behind Carter and made the grab there. A great catch by Tom Gatewood, the All-American and co-captain at Splitty and for Notre Dame.
Gatewood running from that flanker spot now, and the give is to the fullback who tries the left side, gets across the 15 down to about the 13-yard line, and is called down. Larry Pucker running from the fullback spot, and Teal made the tackle again for Purdue. And Knowles was also in there, so mark that ball on the 13-yard line. And the give is to Minix. Minix running off left tackle. He's down inside the 10, gets the 9, and is hauled down on the 9-yard line. Picer was in there to make the tackle. So mark it just over the 10-yard line. Ribniak was also in on the tackle, and John Means is now in there backing up the line. Going in motion now is Huff to the right side. Waiting for it is Steenberg, and Minix takes the handoff, and he's dumped right at the 10-yard line. He lost a yard on the play. And that play just did not work at all. Dave Butts of Park Ridge, Illinois, and John Means made the tackle. They brought him down right on the 10. A loss on the play. It'll be 4th down and 6 yards to go now for Notre Dame. 22-yard attempt. Check that. That's the 17-yard line. He slips as he kicks. The kick is no good. The kick is off wide. He tried it to 17, so it'll be a 27-yard kick had he been able to make it. So there's the timeout on the field with a score for Purdue nothing and Notre Dame nothing. Sayers the only flanker. Stingley is in the slot. Danielson is back to throw. Gets some time. Throws it to Sayers at the 30, and Sayers is up into as he reaches the 33-yard line by Clarence Ellis. That's 3 passes caught now by the sophomore from South Bend, Rick Sayers. So they will place it on the 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 to go for the Boilermakers. In the I formation with a flanker to the left. Danielson back to throw again. Looks, throws, and it is incomplete. Intended for Stingley, Darrell Stingley, but incomplete. And that's the first miss for Danielson in the ball game.
He had it go right through his hands on the sidelines right in front of the Purdue bench. Well, last week, Stingley had quite an afternoon of it. He caught 3 passes for 98 yards and 1 touchdown.
Jesus, who intercepted 3 passes last week, is in there defensively. The I formation with 2 flankers. Now they go into a double wing formation. And here's Danielson going back to throw. The rush is on, and he dumps it out here on the right side. It's completed. Completed to Cota, and Cota's back to the 35, up 36, and is brought down to the 36 and 37. I want to tell you, they really had the rush on him. Ellis and Mizuraka made the tackle, but the front 4 were all chasing Danielson. But he finally dumped that ball out there to Cota, who incidentally is the brother-in-law of Mike Phipps, who was a great quarterback here at Purdue, now with the Cleveland Browns.
I've read them, and one of the reasons that front 4 was acting so well and working so well, 2 of the linebackers were coming. You had the blitz on there.
Now Stingley is flanked out to the left. Sayers goes to the right side, and they go into the pro set this time. Armstrong, and back goes Danielson. He's rolling out to the left, being chased again. He looks, he's covered, and he's brought out of bounds on about the 32-yard line by Mike Creaney. He just couldn't get anybody open in that secondary, and he had to run for his life, and they finally chased him out of bounds. So that'll bring up a fourth down.
Eric Patton was the man that came red dogging in there from the inside linebacker on the left. You know, Eric calls the defensive signals man. His 85 tackles last year was the most made by any defensive man for Notre Dame, and he's great on calling that blitz.
Fourth and 11. Purdue has 40 yards passing, 32 rushing. Hill is going back with Mike Creaney. Lockheed is standing back on the 17-yard line. Perfect pass from center. Gets his kick away, and it's end over end. Being chased by Creaney, and Creaney lets it roll. It finally rolls to a stop on the 22-yard line. So Notre Dame takes over first and 10 from their own 22. Here's the give to Andy Huff. Huff trying left guard, gets to the 24-yard line, picking up 2. And he's brought down by Malls, number 61, Palmer, Ohio. In the game so far, Notre Dame has 46 yards rushing and 37 passing. Steenberg has gone all the way at the quarterback. Might have been a missed assignment there, and Thielen to bring him down on the 26-yard line. Steenberg looked around as though he was going to hand the ball off, but there was nobody there. So he's brought down on the 26-yard line. Kessler and Teal making the tackle for Purdue. Purdue and Notre Dame are scoreless with 7 minutes and 8 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. Steenberg back to throw, looks, throws. It is over the head of Gallagher at the 32-yard line and over his head. Fourth down coming up for Notre Dame. Steenberg straightened up and threw to Gallagher in the left flat but incomplete. Steenberg is 2 out of 6 for 37 yards.
They've been threatening the blitz. They put 6 on the front line and give you a real threat.
Brian Doherty back in kick formation. Peebs is deep. They tried to block that one, and Peebs is waiting for it on the 41. He goes up the middle to the 45, to the 47, and is tackled on the 47-yard line, and that was a 33-yard kick. Peebs returns it, and making the tackle with Gallagher of Notre Dame. So it'll be first down and 10 to go now for Purdue. They have the ball on the Purdue 47-yard line. No score here in this first quarter. Jerry Danielson back in at quarterback. This young man, 6'2 and a half, 199-pound junior. Waiting for it now is Danielson. He's going back to throw, gets the time, fires, and it is complete. Complete to Rick Sayers. And Sayers at the 45, and he's to the 44, and he's knocked out of bounds on possibly the 43-yard line by Musarakan. That's the 4th pass caught today by Rick Sayers. Well, yesterday, Al and I were talking to Rick's father in South Bend, and he said, try to mention my son once in a while. Well, he's caught 4 passes. We can hardly avoid him there, Al. They ruled he went out of bounds on the 45-yard line, so make it second down and 8. And waiting for it is Danielson. Danielson want to give now to Clayton. Clayton up the middle of the 40. He's to the 39 and hauled down. Scott Clayton from Indianapolis, Indiana. Moved that ball for a first down for the Purdue Boilermakers just over the 39-yard line. That's 4 first downs for the Boilermakers. Fisher picks up the football and wipes it off. The rain continues. 5:45 to play. Boilermakers on the move with the ball on the 39-yard line of Notre Dame and first down. 2 flankers to the left, and Danielson going to give to Clayton, and Clayton is hit as he reaches the 37-yard line. Clayton running off right tackle, getting good blocking over on the right side from Lucan. Musaraka and Schlees is making the tackle there for Notre Dame. Let's see where they ruled that he went down. It'll be around the 37-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8 to go. In the slot to the left side now is Stingley. And Danielson is keeping the ball. Rolling off the right side. He's caught by Kadish from behind at the 37-yard line. No gain on the play on the keeper by Danielson. Kadish got him from behind. This big tackle lumbering in behind him. He's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ball on the 37-yard line of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's a third down coming up and 8 yards to go for the Boilermakers, who go back in the huddle again. Right end is in tight, the tight end. Waiting for it is Danielson. Danielson takes the ball, goes back, rolls out to the left now, looks, throws, and it is caught by Sayers again. On the 26-yard line, it's a first down for the Boilermakers.
A tremendous catch there. You can hear the Purdue fans in this very partial crowd of 69,000, almost 70,000 at Ross-Ade Stadium in Lafayette. Now, the Boilermakers are down on the 26-yard line of Notre Dame. We have 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining before halftime in a scoreless football game that's been played in a rain all afternoon. 6 of 7 for 59 yards by Gary Danielson in passing.
Quigley wide to the right. They're in the pro set. Sayers to the left side. Danielson going back to throw. Fires to Sayers and incomplete. He underthrew him that time. Over the cover was Stepaniak, but he underthrew Sayers. They finally found the weakness for Sayers. They throw it short.
That's the only way you keep this fellow from catching him.
Sid goes back to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down and 10 to go. Van Patrick along with Al Wester. Bingley is wide to the right side. Sayers to the left side. The I formation. Top of the I is Scott Clayton. Now they go into a pro set. Armstrong is the other running back, and Danielson is going back to throw. He throws one to Armstrong. He's got a blocker. He's down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Purdue. Yards on the play. Danielson to Armstrong, and Purdue went 53 yards in 7 plays. They lead Notre Dame 6-0. Sayers will hold. We're waiting for the snap. The ball is spotted. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Boilermakers lead it by a score of 7-0, and they'll kick off to Notre Dame. Waiting for the whistle. Diminick is deep with Hill, and here is the booth. And it's a short one. It's coming down, and it's taken by Diminick. He's at the 20, the 25, the 30. He comes back to the 33, and is hauled down on the 34-yard line. Diminick running back. Minix is flanked out to the right side. Gatewood is deployed to the left. Gallagher in the top of the I formation. And in there is Etter at quarterback on the keeper. Etter stays on his feet, goes to the 40. Gets another block and is dropped on the 41-yard line. Etter is stopped by Capria. Etter in the ball game for the first time at quarterback and running his favorite play, the option. He's the leading ground gainer on this Notre Dame team, leading in rushing. The wing die formation. And Etter on the give this time to his running back. Gallagher gets it to the 45 and is brought down there, but he should have a first down. First down for Notre Dame on the 45-yard line. Tackle was made by Teal again along with Rivnak. First and 10 to go now for Notre Dame with 3 minutes showing on the clock, and Purdue leading by a score of 7-0. Ball right on the 45-yard line. Huff and Gallagher, the running backs. And here is Etter rolling out to the right. He's going to run with the ball. Etter's at the 50-yard line before he's brought down, getting 5 yards on the play. Moving into the midfield stripe. And Chavatello and Bingham make the tackle there for Purdue. Right on the 50-yard line, so it'll be second down and 5 to go. But Notre Dame now, Al, has got to battle the clock with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. 2 flankers to the left side, and here's Etter rolling to the left. He's looking, he's in trouble, he throws, and it's out of bounds. Andy Huff is closest to it. That stops the clock, so it'll go back again to the midfield strike, where it'll be third down and 5 to go now for Notre Dame. Andy Huff was the closest man to it. 2 minutes, 11 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. And now Steenberg just coming back in at quarterback, and Etter goes out. The wishbone. Steenberg is going back to throw. He throws one to Gatewood, and Gatewood can't hang on in the 45. It was just as well. He'd have been tackled immediately for a loss anyway. And it's fourth down and 5 yards to go now for Notre Dame. It's a force of punch situation. Ryan Doherty comes in to do the kicking. 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the first half. The Boilermakers are leading 7-0. He played quarterback with this ball club last year. In about 6 games he started. He's back in the safety spot. Perfect pass from center. Doherty gets it away. Tries to boot it away from Peeves and does. It hits on the 20. Goes to the 15 and rolls onto the 10-yard line to a dead stop. Now Sayers is flanked wide to the left. The I formation. And here's the give to Scott Clayton. And Clayton is hit there and shoved all the way back to about the 8-yard line. They'll probably allow it to the 11-yard line. O'Malley and Stepaniak were the 2 men coming in. O'Malley had a shoulder into him and shoving him back. Checking in now is Ashley Bell for Purdue. The ball is spotted on the 11. It'll be second down and 9 to go. Coming out is Rick Sayers, who's been having a fine day. Here's the wing I formation. Waiting for it is Danielson, who's going all the way at the quarterback for the Boilermakers, and Danielson will give to Clayton, and Clayton tries the middle. He just bulldozes his way up to the 14-yard line. He's gang tackle right there on the 14. Timeout has been called by Notre Dame. That's to stop the clock so they can possibly force Purdue into a kick situation with the third down coming up and get their hands on the football again for the end of the half. The wing I formation, the two ends are in tight. Notre Dame with a 5-man defensive line, almost a 6-man line, and Danielson a pitch back to Armstrong. Armstrong is caught from behind and dumped on the 17-yard line, and it was Petrovsky who moved in and got him from behind to bring him down. Notre Dame stopping that clock again. Ball on the 17-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3 yards to go. So let's see what Purdue's going to do. Lockheed, who's the kicker, about 15 yards deep. Limbers up his leg a little bit. Waiting for the snap. And he gets his kick away. It's a low kick coming down to Greg Hill at the 45. He fumbles the ball and he's hit immediately. And he held on to the football at the 44-yard line. Good pass coverage. Willie Townsend is in there along with Gatewood. And here is Steenberg back to throw. He's going to run with the ball. He picks up some blockers. He gets to the 50, comes down to the 45, and is hit at the 44-yard line. And he is belted hard at the 44-yard line of Purdue. His receivers were covered. Baumgartner and Chavatello are the two men of the Boilermakers who belted him. Notre Dame out of the huddle quickly. And they send Townsend to the right side. Gallagher goes to the left side. The officials had stopped the clock themselves. 11 yards gained on that play for a first down on the 44-yard line of Purdue. And now Steenberg is back to throw again. He throws one out here to Huff in the right flat that's incomplete. That stops the clock. Incomplete in the right flat. 34 seconds to go.
That pass was really intended, I think, a little deeper to Willie Townsend, but it was cut off there.
Minix is back in replacing Gatewood. He's set off to the right side. Townsend on the right side. Back goes Steenberg, staying in the pocket. Looks, throws. Huff got it. 40. Huff's out of bounds on about the 37-yard line, stopping the clock with 28 seconds to go. Huff grabbed it, got out of bounds with it on the 37-yard line. Chavatello is the man who chased him out of bounds, number 32 from Villa Park, Illinois, 6'1", 206-pound junior. Now Gatewood comes back in, and going out is Willie Townsend. They're in the wishbone formation now. Steenberg barks the signal. Steenberg is going back to throw again. He looks and he's hit. Fumbles the ball, but Notre Dame covers it. But the whistle had blown on the 46-yard line anyway. Bingham is the man who made the tackle on him. He lost 6 yards on the play, or maybe more than that, back on the 46, so he will have lost 6, 7, 8, 9 yards on the play.
That's right, Dan, and as the clock ticks off, we've got 7 seconds, and I don't know whether the Irish will get another playoff. There's 4 seconds left to go. Steenberg is up to the line.
He's back to throw, so the play will count. He looks, he throws, and it's over the head of Huff. And there's the gun at the end of the first half for the score. Purdue 7, Notre Dame nothing. Now we're waiting for the whistle from referee Calhoun, and here we go. Here's the boot. High, end over end, kicking it to Goodwin. And Hill takes it at the goal line. Flips, comes back to the 10. Goes to the 15. Comes on up to the 17-yard line, and is tackled on the 17-yard line and brought down. High formation. Quarterback is Steenberg, and he's going back to throw. And he throws one to Gatewood, and it's almost intercepted by the Purdue Boilermakers. Potts. Charlie Potts had that ball in his hand and nothing but rainy, wet weather in front of him.
That's right, Ben. He'd have been gone all the way. He juggled the ball as he grabbed it, and it really was tucked into his stomach.
They're in the wishbone formation, and Steenberg is calling the signals. He's going back to throw again. He throws the screen pass. It's incomplete, and sent it to Minix. And I want to tell you, he had 5 men in front of him, and Baumgartner and Butt threw up their hands and batted it down. He had the screen really set up. They let 5 men come in on top of him, and he had a convoy, but he couldn't get him the ball. Huff, Gallagher are the running backs now, and here's Steenberg going back to throw. He throws to Gatewood, and Gatewood has got it, but he's tackled immediately. Whoa, they're calling it incomplete. They called it incomplete as he dropped the ball, the official says, so that'll bring up a 4th down. And Sammy Carter is the man who made the tackle for Purdue on Gatewood, so that will make it now 4th down, and 10 yards to go for Notre Dame. Peebs is dropping back. Along with him is Sammy Carter. Low pass from center, but Doherty kicks it out of there end over end. Peebs waits for it on the 46-yard line, gets away from one tackler, slips and falls as he makes his cut on the 49, and that was a 36-yard kick. So now the Purdue Boilermakers with great field position. Danielson is the quarterback, and Danielson on a give this time to his running back North, the fullback, and he gets 1 yard to the 49-yard line, gets it into Notre Dame territory, and Greg Marks makes the tackle there along with linebacker O'Malley to mark it on the 49-yard line. Two flankers now. In the slot is Stingley, and here's the pitch out to Armstrong. He's got a little running room. Cuts into the 46-yard line, running off left tackle. He was hit first by Swenson. The tackle made secure by O'Malley as he reached the 46-yard line, and Greg Marks was also in on the tackle. Tight end is in close on the right side. And here is Danielson going back to throw. Look at the time he's got. And it is incomplete, intended for Cota. Cota was covered over there, but he still managed to get the play away. He was covered all right, but the pass was thrown too tall for him. Third time on the 11 out of 11 on the conversions on the third down situation. Lockheed is back to kick. Hill is deep. Here's the kick. He gets it away. Coming down, and Crotty lets it go, and it bounces into the end zone. 46 yards on the kick. Willie Townsend is in there and flanked out wide to the left in the wishbone, and Steenberg is back to throw. He throws one deep to Townsend, and Townsend can't get to it. Or did he hold it in bounds? He was out of bounds. Charlie Potts over there intercepted the ball and was out of bounds. Potts made the grab, but out of bounds. Took it right away from Townsend. So it'll go back to the 20-yard line, second down and 10 to go. That was the question of whether he caught it in bounds or not. Steenberg is 3 out of 14 for 45 yards. Townsend flanked wide to the right this time. Steenberg pitching it back now to Minnick. Minnick tries to turn the corner and is bumped out of bounds on about the 28-yard line. Got 8 yards on it. Gallagher delivered the key block, and he was forced out of bounds over in front of the Notre Dame bench on the 28-yard line, so that'll make it third down and 2 yards to go for Notre Dame. Steenberg calling the signal. Steenberg on a give now to Gallagher, and Gallagher gets it up to the 30. Now the question becomes, is the nose of that football at the 30? It's going to have to be if they get a first down, I'll tell you. Otherwise, it'll be fourth down and inches to go. We'll have to wait till they unpile them to see. The officials have indicated. Now let's see if they get the, nope, the nose of that ball is just about 6 inches away. But Doherty is coming in to do the kicking with fourth down.
Van, I'll tell you, you've got to admire the way the linebackers for Purdue have been playing.
Fourth down and inches, and Doherty is back in kick formation with Peebles deep. And Doherty gets his kick away and booms it deep. Peebles has to go all the way back to the 25. Tries to get some running room, and his hip brought down on the 29-yard line. 46 yards on the kick, making the tackle for Notre Dame. It's Gallagher down there. So mark it on the 29-yard line. Two flankers. Tarashuk was also in on that tackle. He was wearing a different number. The give is to the running back, Armstrong, who tries the middle, gets to the 31-yard line, and is hauled down there. From the 29 to the 31, 2 yards gained on the play. Marks made the tackle for Notre Dame. Wide to left goes Rick Sayers, who had a good first half. Sayers caught 5 passes. The I formation, and here is Danielson back to throw, cocks his arm, throws one. It's intercepted by Notre Dame. Intercepted by Ken Schliesser. And there's a timeout with a score. Purdue 7, Notre Dame nothing. And a running play by Notre Dame. Moves the ball to the 49-yard line as Bob Minnick carried, and he was tackled by Caprio. So Notre Dame breaks out of the huddle now. Second down. About 11 yards to go. Waiting for Steenberg. He's going back to throw. Looks, throws to Gatewood. He's got it to the 35-yard line. He's down to the 34. He's down to the 33. And is brought down on the 33-yard line by Carter. Gatewood making the reception. They're going to mark it on the 32-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 to go for Notre Dame. From the 32-yard line of Purdue, and the Irish trying desperately to get on the board. They're trailing 7-0 to the Boilermakers. That one gained 17 yards. The quarterback, Steenberg. And he is back again to throw. He looks. He throws over the middle, and it is batted down. Batted down by Chuck Pease. Intended for the tight end, Creaney, and broken up.
Well, you're going to find that that front line of Purdue is beginning to blitz a little bit now, to put a little bit more pressure in there to try to get in. And I would imagine that we'll see some safety blitzing before this afternoon is over.
Waiting for it now, Steenberg, and that wishbone. He's back to throw. He's in trouble. Runs out of it. Look, he's still in trouble, and he's finally brought down on the 34-yard line by Dave Butt of Parkridge, Illinois, who stayed with him all the way on the 34. So that will make it 3rd down and 12 yards to go for Notre Dame. This is Van Patrick along with Al Wester from Lafayette, Indiana. The Boilermakers of Purdue lead Notre Dame 7-0 in the ring. Out of the huddle with Townsend wide to the right, Gallagher to the left, and here is Steenberg going back to throw again. He throws, it's started up in the air, and it's incomplete. That big lineman again dropped to his 6-foot shell. He stopped it out of the shell.
Well, I'm going to say one thing about that, Ben. He came sailing through there when two of the defensive backs, or offensive linemen, set up to block to the left, and there was nobody coming there.
7th Notre Dame punt in this ball game. They trail 7-0. Getting the snap from center, gets his kick away, booms it to the corner over there, and he might have that corner. He does. But it went out of bounds on the 5, and there's a timeout on the field with a score Purdue 7, Notre Dame 0. So mark the ball on the 10-yard line where Doherty's kick went out of bounds. And it'll be 1st down and 10 to go. Now, Sayers is flanked out wide to the left. Purdue's ball, 1st and 10 from the Purdue 10. Daniels with the long count, pitches it back to Armstrong. Armstrong is trapped. And he breaks the tackle, gets it back almost to the 10-yard line, and they had him back there. Petruski and Kadish had him. But he still managed to break out of it and bring it back to the 9, so only lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11 yards to go now for the Boilermakers. From the 9-yard line, Armstrong in 15 carries has gained 39 yards. Of course, he caught the pass for the touchdown. Stingley is wide to the left. Sayers deployed to the right side. The I formation, Armstrong the top of the I. 2nd down and 11. Now they go into a pro set. North slip. Waiting for it is Danielson. Gives to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to turn the corner and is forced out of bounds on the 12. Out of bounds on the 12. It'll be 3rd and 8. Forced out over there by Musarakan, Stepaniak, and Marks.
These guards are just pulling for Purdue and getting out in front of the play every time. Then there's great speed up there with Ken Watkins and Mike Williams getting out in front of that play, and every now and then you'll find Tim Huxtell, the left tackle, swinging out, pulling out, and setting up the block.
Sayers to the right, Stingley to the left. Danielson on the call, and Danielson on the give again to Armstrong, and Armstrong up the middle to the 15-yard line, and there he's gang tackled with Greg Marks leading the defense. He's from Redford, Michigan. And now the kicker coming in, Lockheed, and going back, Mike Creaney along with Greg Hill of Notre Dame. So Lockheed is in to boot. The line of scrimmage, the 15-yard line. It's 4th down and 5 yards to go for Purdue. The Boilermakers lead Notre Dame 7-0. That's the 7th punt coming up for Purdue. Over his head, but he managed to get it and managed to get the kick away. Would you believe it? He leaped high in the air, caught that ball, and managed to get the kick away. There was an unbelievable feat on the part of Lockheed.
Now, Ben, I'm not sure, but it looked like that ball, that punt on the fly, hit a Purdue man. If it did, there should have been a flag, but I see the hat is marking the point of the ball. Now, whether that is going to be dropped and called or not, I don't know.
They mark it on the 44-yard line, Al, where it did hit a Purdue man, so it'll be 1st down and 10 to go for Notre Dame from the Purdue 44. Wishbone formation, Steenberg on a give to Gallagher, and Gallagher to the 41. He got about 3 on the play, trying the middle of that Purdue line, and that's tough going, especially with the footing the way it is. Chevitello is the man who made the tackle, along with Jim Keel and Bingham, the 3 backers. And here's Steenberg rolling out, pitching it back now to his running back, Gallagher, trying to turn the ball. Did not work. Charlie Potts stayed right with him, and so it'll be 3rd down and 10 to go now for Notre Dame. So maybe they'll place it on the 43, which would make it 3rd and 9. Creaney is on the right side this time, the tight end. Steenberg going back to throw, staying in the pocket. Look, throws one deep out there, and it's incomplete intended for Creaney. And there's a timeout with a score, Purdue 7, Notre Dame 0. Doherty is back in kick formation, boots for that sideline again. and goes out on the angle, and I'll just have to wait this time till the official marks it, then marks it again. I see where he's standing all right, Buck, but I'm going to wait. Stingley is put out to the right. Double wing formation. Armstrong moves up to the slot. Danielson pitches it back to North. North is hit by the defensive end, Swenson, and thrown back. He hit him at the 14-yard line, threw him back. Marks was also in there, and Stepaniak. So they'll mark it on the 14. There'll be a yard lost on the play. It'll be second down, 11 yards to go for Purdue. Time factor, 6:55 to play in the third quarter. Here's Danielson on a pitch back now to his running back going wide, and that is Armstrong, and he's at the 20, the 25, and he's finally out of bounds, chased out by Clarence Ellis. He stepped out on the 24-yard line. He got some blocking over there, Al, on that right side.
I'll say he did. Again, he got the guards pulled out there. He had Mike Williams out in front of him. He had his halfback out in front of him, and he just got beautiful blocking to swing it all the way out to, well, let's see where it's officially is placed down now.
24 and a half.
Yeah, it's the 24 and a half yard line, and that's going to be a little shy, Van, of the first down.
And here's the give to the fullback North, and he's got it. He moved to the 26-yard line, and it's a first down. Now Sayers comes back in. Ashley Bell comes out. It's very dark and raining very, very hard. The I formation, two flankers to the left. Danielson takes it. Danielson going back to throw. Stays in the pocket, dumps it over the middle, and it's completed out there to Stingley at the 35. He's at the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45. He is finally brought down as he reaches the 39-yard line by Clarence Ellis. He almost generates a touchdown for the Boilermakers. Made a great move on Mike Creaney and got around him. Moved down to the 39-yard line of Notre Dame, and it's first and 10 for the Boilermakers in a driving rain, and they're moving. 35 yards on that play, and Danielson barks the signal. Danielson, long cadence count, and Danielson on a give this time, fakes, keeps the ball, cuts in over tackle, is brought down to the 36-yard line. Danielson getting 3 yards on the play. 77, Tom Lukin coming back in. 57 coming back in, Mike Williams. Kadish and Patton made the tackle for Notre Dame. 66 coming out is Oestreicher. Waiting for it in the I formation. Now they go into a double wing as Danielson, the quarterback. Danielson from the 36 gives it off to North, and North is hit by number 38, Rick Coleman of Akron, Ohio. He is brought to the turf on the 32-yard line. The series originated on the 39. Mike Zekas also in on the tackle. Coming back in is Ashley Bell. And Sayers comes out. Also checking in there is Scott Clayton at a running back, and North comes out. I formation. Waiting for it is Danielson. Third down, remember, in 3. Danielson on the call. Danielson going back to throw. Gets some time. Lets it go. It's caught by Ashley Bell, and he is pulled down the 30-yard line by Coleman. Bell made the catch on the 30-yard line. And in there to make that tackle, Coleman, and it is fourth down and a yard to go. And the crowd now yelling to go for it. They look over at Bob DeMoss, and DeMoss says, go ahead. It's fourth down and a yard to go. Even if they fail to make it, they're deep in Notre Dame territory on the 30. The wing I formation. Danielson on a pitch back now to Clayton, and Clayton is hit. I believe he made it. The 29-yard line, I believe he made it. We'll get a timeout, and for the first time today, we'll get the measurement out here. So there's a timeout with the score, Purdue 7, Notre Dame nothing. First down for Purdue with the ball on the 29-yard line of Notre Dame. Danielson now sets two flankers out to the left. And Danielson on a give now to Clayton, and Clayton is belted as he hits the 29-yard line by Mike Kadish. So he got us the most a half a yard. 3 minutes, 15 seconds of playing time remaining. We're in the third quarter. Ashley Bell is coming back in. Schlesis is coming in for Notre Dame. They're taking out O'Malley. In the slot to the left is Stingley, who caught an important pass a moment ago. Danielson calling the signals. In the I formation, Danielson going back to throw. Stays in the pocket, gets all day, and incomplete to Armstrong, who was all by himself in the right flat. Nobody near him but the Notre Dame coaching staff.
Ken Schlesis now, and the ball game was over there as rapidly as he could get there, but he was a good 15 yards away when that ball slipped through the hands of the intended receiver.
Third down and about 9. Danielson going back to throw again. Looks, throws, and Sayers caught it, but out of bounds. Sayers caught it on the 15-yard line, but he caught it out of bounds right in front of the Purdue band, who didn't like the call. Purdue leading 7-0. This is Van Patrick with Al Wester from Lafayette, Indiana. It's Purdue and Notre Dame in a battle in the rain and the mud. So they'll mark it again on that 28.5-yard line. Coming back into the backfield again is Mike Creaney, who's the kicker, with a 4th down. It'll be a 44-yard attempt, an angle to the right of the crossbar. And Mike Creaney will attempt. Ball is spotted. The kick is up. It's short. And Crotty lets it go into the end zone. So it'll be brought back out to the 20. Wide to the right now goes Minix. Here's Steenberg back to throw. The pressure's on him. He's being chased. He's in trouble. Thrown down on the 9-yard line. And Dave Malls is the man who did it. Pulled him down on the 9. So he lost 11 yards on that play, and it's 2nd down and 21 yards to go. Bill Etter is in at quarterback. And Etter's rolling out to the right. He's going to run with the ball. He gets around one tackler. He's at the 10, the 15, and is out of bounds on the 16-yard line as Charlie Potts ran him out of bounds. Well, he got some of it back, but only the 16. The series originated on the 20, so it all adds up to 3rd and 14.
Tom Gatewood needed just one block there on Sammy Carter, and he missed his block. Carter got inside and then forced a hesitation on the part of Bill Etter.
And Steve Getter's rolling to the left side. He's in trouble there, but he breaks the tackle. He's hit on the 16. No gain on the play. 4th down. Notre Dame forced the kick again, and Doherty comes in. Etter in 4 carries has gained 20 yards. Steenberg lost 15 yards in 7 carries. Peeves is deep. Snap from center, and the kick is away. Peeves takes it on the 45 in Purdue territory. Gets some blockers. He's at the 50, the 45, and he's down to the 30, but he stepped out of bounds back here on the 45-yard line of Notre Dame. 1st and 10 now for Purdue from the Notre Dame 45, and they've got great field position now again. 2 flankers, Stingley to the right side. To the left side is Sayers. Danielson is giving off to Armstrong. Armstrong is hit right at the 45. No gain on the play. Mike Zekas on top in the tackle. And in the bottom of the tackle, number 38 is Rick Tolman. East Akron, Ohio. Ball is just over the 45-yard line. Coming back in for Notre Dame is Schlesis. They're taking the linebacker O'Malley out. 2nd down and 10 from the Notre Dame 45. Armstrong on the quick opening of the trap. He's dropped at the 35-yard line. He may have a 1st down. Schlesis. Great blocking on the left side.
Some of the finest blocking you could want on that left side is Don Smith, who was not supposed to play in the football game, has now got into the ball game at left tackle. And he was one of the key men, along with Ken Watkins there, to be able to make the trap block on the tackle and spring that hole open.
There's the gun. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Purdue 7, Notre Dame nothing. It's 3rd down, about a half a foot to go. Danielson gives it off to Clayton, and Clayton jumps up over the middle, and I believe he's got a 1st down. He got it to the 34-yard line. They may bring the chain out, but it looks like a 1st down from our vantage point.
The 3rd quarter statistics we've got unofficially here: 56 plays for Notre Dame, 55 for Purdue. 10 first downs for Notre Dame, 9 for Purdue. Rushing, Notre Dame 67 yards, Purdue 89. Passing, Notre Dame 62 yards, Purdue 122.
Armstrong and Clayton are the running backs. Danielson gives off to Armstrong, and Armstrong runs into Zekas and is dropped on the 32. O'Malley was also in on the tackle, so it'll be a gain of 2. Make it 2nd down and 8 yards to go. We start play in the final quarter with Purdue leading Notre Dame 7-0. He's the workhorse in that backfield. Stingley to the right side to give us to Armstrong. Armstrong is hit at the 30-yard line. Brought down by Greg Marks and Mike Creaney. And they will mark it just over the 30-yard line. Stingley wide to the right side. Rick Sayers deployed to the left side, the I formation. Waiting for it now is Danielson. He's going back to throw, flips the screen pass over the head of his intended receiver over in the left flat, Otis Armstrong.
We had the full blitz on there, and Danielson did the only thing he could do. He just simply got rid of the football, threw it out of bounds, and he didn't want to take a chance of being trapped back there, and he had 6 men pouring in on him there.
Bob Grobrowski is in there to attempt the field goal from the 37-yard line, which will be a 47-yard field goal. Ball is spotted by Sayers. The kick is short, and it bounds into the end zone again. Signals are being called now by Steenberg. He's going back to throw. He steps up, looks, throws one that is incomplete as the receiver fell down. Gallagher on the 37-yard line. He threw into a lot of traffic, I want to tell you.
Great play action on that, man. Well, of course, the quarterback dropped back and threw the pass, and a fine play action.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Steenberg taking to Townsend on the end around. He's rolling around to the right. He throws over the head of Townsend. Incomplete. Steenberg is 1 out of 10 now, and he has a 3rd and 10 situation from the 20. And here's the give now. 2 minutes. He's at the 25. Slips as he tries to make his cut and goes down on the 27-yard line, and he needed 3 more to keep that football.
And Van, he'd have had that first down if his feet just hadn't slipped out completely from under him.
Steenberg's statistics I gave you was 1 out of 10 in this second half. Now the 4th down, and Doherty is in to kick. Here's the kick. It's coming down to the 28-yard line. It's taken by Phoebes. Phoebes tries to make a cut and is down on the 26. 44 yards on the kick. 12:22 to play. Danielson, the pro set now, with Clayton and Armstrong as his running backs, and it's Armstrong with the ball. He's a hard running back. Gets it to the 28, possibly the 29. Got about 3 on the play in the middle of that Notre Dame line. In there to make the stop, along with the linebacker Eric Patton. Tolman goes out, and Tim Sullivan is coming in. He's from Des Moines, Iowa. Now Sayers, the only flanker, split out to the left. Danielson on a pitch back to Armstrong, then Danielson leading the blocking, 35, and out of bounds on the 40. Out of bounds, and Mike Creaney is the man who chased him out of bounds. But it's a 1st down for Purdue. And they get the linebackers, Muzraka, back in here quickly. Keep it, grind it out. Eat that clock up. Danielson calling the signals. I don't think he'll put it in the air too much. Gives it off this time to Clayton. And Clayton gets about 3 yards, running up the middle to the 43-yard line. Making the tackle was number 45, Eric Patton. I don't imagine, Al, unless it's a situation where he has to, that he wants to put it in the air at all. Stingley to the right side, Sayers the left side, and the pro set. Danielson on the draw, and the tackle is made at the 44-yard line. Sleeth is in on the tackle for Notre Dame, and Patton had him first back there for a few yards lost, but he managed to get out of his grasp. So that will make it 3rd down. Purdue has 122 yards passing and 112 yards rushing for 234 total yards. And Danielson with a 3rd down. And now Danielson goes back to throw and throws one that's incomplete at the 50. He threw it over him. It was intended there for Sayers, but threw it over his head. That stops the clock and brings up the 4th down, and Lockheed comes in to do the kicking now for Purdue. And Greg Hill and Mike Creaney go back for Notre Dame with 10.5 minutes to play. Low pass from center, but he gets it away. End over end. And the ball is taken on the 30-yard line, and sliding forward is Creaney for 2 more, but they're going to mark it where he hit the ground on the 30. Steenberg is the quarterback, and he's going back to throw. Sets up, throws it now to Townsend, and Townsend's got it to 50, and Townsend is down to the 47-yard line before he's brought down by Phoebes. And that'll give Notre Dame a 1st down. 1st down, Notre Dame on the 47-yard line of Purdue. Notre Dame goes back in the huddle again. 23 yards gained on that play. Very dark here at Ross-Ade Stadium, and there's no light. Here's the wishbone again, and Steenberg going back to throw again. He gets some time. He throws the home run ball to Gatewood, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted. Caprio was down there, and Gatewood, Al, it's almost obvious to me, cannot run. He's got a pulled leg muscle, a hamstring, and he wasn't able to run.
Well, you made that note last week, Van, and I had not detected that in practice. When he can get a little bit of speed in there, he can get loose.
Steenberg rolling out to the right. He's being chased. He throws, and it is caught at the 40-yard line. It's caught by Andy Huff, and Huff is down to the 36-yard line, and he threw that one under extreme pressure, I want to tell you. Butts made the tackle. Oh, he's the man who had the quarterback. When I said made the tackle, he had him in his grasp. Gatewood goes out and Townsend is in. First down. Waiting for it is Steenberg, and he's going back to throw again. He gets some time. He looks. He throws one deep, and it is intercepted by Teague at the 20-yard line. And Teague brings it back to the 23, and listen to this crowd at Purdue. The Purdue Boilermakers, Teague intercepted the pass. So the Boilermakers have it first and 10 on their own 23 to stop what looked like a promising Notre Dame drive. The I formation, 7-0 Purdue leading, 9.5 minutes to play. Armstrong up the middle to the 27-yard line. He got 4 on the play, and Marks made the tackle for Notre Dame. It's very dark here and raining very hard. Over the ball is Hodo, Williams and Watkins the guard. Danielson turns and says something to his fullback, Clayton, who evidently didn't get to play. But he's going to go, and he pitches it back to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to turn the corner. His hit dropped on the 23-yard line. He just couldn't turn the corner that time. Usuraka and Schleeses and Marks all brought him down.
Marks, of course, was trailing the play, and when he made that hesitation, now he'll give you that hesitation, that pause as he comes to you. He didn't realize that Big Greg Marks was trailing the play and lowered the boom on him back there.
Two flankers. Schleeses is in there now, that secondary. And Stingley wide on the left side to give it to Armstrong, and he is hit at the 24-yard line, got a yard. Mike Creaney brought him down. So that will bring up a 4th down, and 9 yards to go for the Boilermakers with 8 minutes to play. Purdue leading 7-0. And time, a big factor right now. Going back now in a single safety for Notre Dame is Mike Creaney. Creaney back there all by himself around the 45-yard line. Lockheed is back in kick formation, and he boots a short one off the side of his foot. We'll have to wait for the officials to mark it to be somewhere around the 45, 42. We'll wait. Call your nearest Ramada Inn for immediate nationwide reservation. Here's Steenberg going to give the minutes. Minutes at the 40, minutes at the 35, minutes thrown out of bounds on the 34-yard line by Teal. That ball went out of bounds. They marked it on the 42-yard line, so the series originating on the 42, and Minnick running around the left side moved it to the 34-yard line. It's second down, about 3, and here's the fullback Huff. He's at the 25, he's at the 20, he's down to the 15. Huff is still on his feet at the 14. Huff is down to the 11. He is pulled down. Andy Huff, and they're going to mark his knee, hit the ground on the 13-yard line. Capria and Teal brought him down.
The quick opener, and Andy Huff found the hole. He was right straight up the middle. Beautifully handled on the handoff there. He had the daylight. He ran off of one tackler, just ran over him.
Waiting for it. Oh, offside Notre Dame. The left guard, the 19, the official plays it down. And there again. And Notre Dame wins. 5 more against Notre Dame. Steenberg now with Townsend out of there, and Gatewood back in, throws the screen pass to Huff. Huff is down to the 15. Huff barrels his way down to the 13-yard line before he's hauled down. A screen over the middle. And you won't see too many screen passes thrown over the middle, Al.
And I want to tell you something, what a lonesome feeling it must be for a fellow like Pat Steenberg back there. On the screen, you've got 4 big men that are loose and free to take a shot at you. you've got to keep the ball to the last minute. Then you got to dump it and try to find yourself a bomb shelter.
Steenberg on the give to Huff. Huff is at the 10. He's down to the 5-yard line, and he's brought down. Going to be close to a first down. Andy Huff on the carry-off left tackle. He was finally hauled down by Jim Teal of Salisbury, North Carolina. And it'll be third down, and about a yard to go for Notre Dame. And the biggest play of the ball game should be coming up right here. Steenberg calling the signals, the tight formation, the wishbone formation. The fumble! And it is covered by Purdue. Hughes is the man who got it. They had a handoff in the backfield. Steenberg in the handoff fumbled the ball, and it's recovered by Peebs of Purdue on the 8-yard line, and the Boilermakers fans are going wild. With 4:55 to play, and Notre Dame on the 5. They lose the ball on the fumble. He's keeping an eye on that clock with 4:55, and he gives it off to his fullback, who pucks over right guard to the 10. Clayton, the ball carrier, leads us in on the tackle along with Musaraka. They got it out to the 10. They got 2 on the play. Mike Creaney. Second down and 8 yards to go. The clock is moving with 4 minutes and 35 seconds of playing time remaining. Danielson taking all the time he possibly can, eating up as much of that clock as he can. He's in no hurry. Danielson on the give now to his running back Stingley, and Stingley is up to 12, and he's tackled by Musaraka at the 12-yard line. They unpile him. He might be close to the 13. Coming back in now is Rick Sayers. Ashley Bell will come out. It's a I formation, the wing I. Stingley on the wing. Waiting for it now is Danielson. Danielson pitches it back to his running back Armstrong. Armstrong is dumped at the 13-yard line. Armstrong. It'll be 4th down coming up now for the Boilermakers, and Eric Patton is the man who made the tackle for Notre Dame. 4th down, and Mike Creaney is dropping back now, and Lockheed is in to do the kicking. He got only an 18-yard kick away as last time. Lockheed is in the end zone. He's very deep. He does not want to take any chances of getting it blocked. Low pass from center. He's being rushed. And Notre Dame covers the ball as he fumbles it. Let's get the man that's got it. Let's get the man that's got it. He's being mobbed out there. I believe it's Swenson. We'll double check it. He fumbled the ball in the end zone. It was covered by Notre Dame, and the Fighting Irish on the board.
There's the defense again for you, Ben. They scored 2 touchdowns, if you recall. 2 Notre Dame touchdowns last week scored by the defense on the interceptions and runbacks. And here's the Irish defense. They've scored the touchdown that the offense couldn't get.
They're going to try to win it. Steenberg is going back to throw. He throws the end zone. It's caught by Creaney. Notre Dame has taken the lead over Purdue. So the score is Notre Dame 8, Purdue 7. We'll be back with the Notre Dame kickoff in just a moment. It's 8-7. Notre Dame gamble went for 2, and Mike Creaney, Al, was really alone in that end zone.
All by himself. Ara Parsigan went to win. He's got the 8-7 lead now, and he's got 2 minutes and 58 seconds to try and hold it.
Brown, as Armstrong fumbles the ball as Brown kicked off. Armstrong is hit as he gets back at the 24-yard line with it, and the flag is down. Purdue holding, and he gives the right indication, points back to Purdue. Purdue will have it 1st and 10 from their own 13 with 2:53, and now Danielson will put it in the air. He's calling the signals. He's going back to throw. He looks downfield. He throws to Sayers. Sayers has got it on the 27-yard line. The tackle is made immediately. First down for Purdue. Notre Dame leading by 1 point, 8-7. They covered a fumble in the end zone and then went for 2. And Steenberg passed to Creaney for the 2 points. 2 minutes, 45 seconds of playing time remaining. He's back to throw. Throws one. It's incomplete. He hit Stingley with it, but Stingley couldn't hold it. He was covered by Musaraka, but he just couldn't hang on to it. So it'll go back again to the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 10. That stops the clock with 2:33 to go. Waiting for it now is Danielson. He's going back to throw again. He gets some time, throws it out to Armstrong, the left flat at the 25. Armstrong is brought down on the 27-yard line. Fumble, and Notre Dame recovered it. Armstrong fumbled the ball, and Notre Dame has recovered the ball on the 27-yard line. It's covered by Jim O'Malley of Notre Dame. So the Irish take over the football on the 27-yard line. He was hit by Patolsky. Fumbled the ball. Kadish was also in on the tackle. Notre Dame will take over on Purdue's 27-yard line, leading by a score of 8-7. Gatewood is flanked out to left. The give is to Huff, running off left tackle, gets a yard to the 26-yard line, and that's it. As we called on the touchdown, at first we called Swinson, and that's correct. I don't imagine he'll put the ball in the air here with 1 minute and 53 seconds to go. It's Huff. Huff is on the 26, stopped again. So Huff got it back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. In case you might have missed it, Lockheed was back to punt in the end zone, fumbled the ball. He was hit. Swenson recovered it for a touchdown for Notre Dame. Quarterback sneak. Steenberg just falls on the ball. Now then, it's a minute, 15 seconds, Al.
Notre Dame recovered for the touchdown, went for the 2 points after, and leads 8-7.
Here's Steenberg running with the ball. He's going to be brought down on the 29-yard line, or 30. They go mark at the 30. Clock moving, 45 seconds to go. They didn't try any field goals. They just tried to run out the clock as much as they could, but now Purdue has 45 seconds remaining in this game. And they have the ball, first down and 10 to go on the 30. Waiting for it is Danielson. He's going back to throw. Gets the time, throws the home run ball, and look out, it is incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Roman, who's just gone in. Replaced Sayers. He's from Canton, Ohio. Dan Roman, 180-pound sophomore. Now we're ready to go as Danielson goes back to throw again. Sets up, looks, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Mike Creaney and intended for Clayton. Broken up by Mike Creaney, and I want to tell you, it's really muddy out there. 3rd and 10 coming up for Purdue. 34 seconds of playing time remaining. Sayers is deployed to the left. Danielson is going back to throw again. He's being chased, and the ball is hit by Patolsky. Patolsky reached up and slapped it down. That stops the clock with 4th and 10.
The opponent 17 times for losses in 1971 to give you an idea of just how strong a rush he puts on.
Here's Danielson with 4th down. He's back to throw, rolling to the right, throws one. It's completed out there at the 29-yard line to Stingley. He's to the 33 and is tackled right there. So Notre Dame will take over. 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line of Purdue. The clock will run out. I don't believe they'll get another play, but here's a timeout call.
12 seconds remaining on the clock now. The Irish have been back in the huddle. They'll break and one play. I imagine the quarterback will cover it, Van.
Steenberg just falls on the ball. And that ought to run it out because Purdue is out of timeout. They start to count it out here. 3, 2, 1. The ball game is over. Notre Dame has defeated Purdue 8-7, but you've got to give a lot of credit to the Purdue Boilermakers today. In just a moment, we'll present the wrap-up of today's game.